Internet gateway devices found.
Yeah, I just said okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's completely normal.
Okay. Alright, Nimbus.
Alright, joining up.
I forgot how to snap you guys to me. Okay.
Yeah, my notepad is a complete mess. It's like everything else, I can't organize anything. So basically, I've got like a quote here, which runs on to like oh yeah, his life code is all that sustains us. A Manhattan is a stirred drink that has 2 parts bourbon, 1 part vermouth, and 2 dash of bitters.
Allie, Kane, and Julianos. Well, since you guys have changed your names like that, I should have made mine Shin. Fuck.
Oh well. And I'm in, currently looking at
Stop the mess.
Adeptus Mechanicus Julianus.
Did I spell that right?
Yep.
You should have control over him too.
Yeah. Okay, we'll probably get rid of Mechanicus if that's alright. Just to keep the name short enough to have on screen that we don't get blinded with over-information. This is just me criticizing myself for using large, long words.
How's that?
A.M. Julianus. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Oh, god damn it.
Okay,
No,
let's
wait.
full screen this bitch. Full screen. Yeah. Oh wait, that got rid of my dice roller.
You should just be able to like hit C or something and bring it back up.
Oh, okay. Full screen. C.
In full screen?
Yeah.
C. C, 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 C.
No, just tap the, yeah.
It's not. It vanished.
What is chat? Enter? T.
Okay, so yeah, Big's getting his. Big's.
I'm 87 of 88.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Okay, so what is this? It's window chat. Will it give me a shortcut screen? No, it will
not. Okay, Dasani.
Yes. Hold on one
Get
second. Yep.
The water. Dasani. The water. Dasani. Dasani.
I'm currently in a D&D session. That's alright.
Hello, Annie's friends. Goodbye, Annie's friends.
Yep. Alright. The good news is I don't think they're going to be disturbing me.
Yay.
Good thing we got that out of the way early.
Right, instead of the middle of a heart attack session or something.
My god, yeah.
That's Annie.
Yes.
The colors, are we sticking with that, or what are we doing with those? I didn't write anything down because I didn't know if you were sure or not.
I haven't written anything down, but yeah, let's stick with that.
So, yellow is...
Red is combat. Yellow is anything to do with, magics and divination.
Yep.
And blue is silver tongue.
Okay. And I haven't done Shin's yet. I'm gonna work on hers as we go.
Yep.
Because she has been the least of my worries since I've been working on this.
I crashed out. Hang on.
Yeah, it's fine. So just to recap everything, get everybody kind of in the mindset. Kane has been living in What's the time skip here? What's
About
the time
year.
skip?
No.
It's longer than that.
No, Kane would have been in Mob Run for around 2 years.
At this point,
No,
or since your campaign?
Since
Since arriving.
whenever Giannis and Allie come back, it'll be around 2 years since I've seen him.
Okay.
Um,
And I'm gonna say this is maybe another 2.
Go with
Another 1.
6 months to 1 because he's gonna leave Mabaron soon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll say 3 years after he got here.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
There is just one spoiler that I will say is that Marbaran is still standing.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
But anyway,
Okay,
yeah,
I don't know if anyone else has this, but I currently have a block up the top that says Ali is typing.
I am not typing. It's lying to you.
Probably. Type something in chat real quick. There we go. That got rid of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Kane has been in Mob Run for about 3 years, doing his thing, slowly getting rid of the slavery problem. Julianos, being that he's well-traveled and well-versed in the world itself, would know that Mob Run was a very big part of the slave trade, and I'm assuming he would avoid it for that reason.
Yeah, news, since they're such an insular village, news that slavery has been going out probably wouldn't reach the outside
wouldn't go
world.
anywhere, yeah. But being that he got a... What, does he call them anything, or does he just call them visions?
Seems
Yeah.
like that'd be a more mechanical word for that.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, for the time being, I've just called it augury. But, oh, jeez. I actually haven't come up with a mechanical-themed word for it.
Big just said transmission.
Yeah. Although...
That's a good placeholder for right now.
Yeah, it is a good placeholder. A divine transmission, yeah.
Divine transmission. Intermission. But I'd say a couple weeks ago, Julianus would have gotten a transmission from the Deus Mecha that he needed to come to this place and find a man named Cain who has black hair and
a mouthful
has only
arm.
one viable arm.
Yeah.
The symbol that I sent you would have been burnt behind Cain's silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
And the little image I sent you had some fingertips reaching up to it. Julianus would know.
Feminine nature, yep.
Yes, exactly. So.
Sort of like how you can know something happened in a dream even though you didn't see it.
Even though you didn't see it, yeah.
Yeah. The symbol carries with it a sense of urgency as to what I do not know.
Yes. As I explained to Annie, Julianus would be getting a feeling of as if he was watching a blind woman wander off in front of a runaway carriage. And he can't do anything about it. That feeling that you would get, he gets the same feeling. So, and now he's here searching for Cain. He is unaware that Cain is who he is. Yeah. So we're gonna start off with Julianus kind of wandering through town.
All right.
So, I meant to ask you this beforehand, if you wanted to.
I'll let you take over the NPCs.
Narrate this or anything. Because to me, Malbaron is now Cain's. It was Juliet's first, but now it's Cain's. So.
I'll let you take over. You know the general gist of how people feel.
I just didn't want to, step on toes. So, the atmosphere is a lot more welcoming and.
Yeah.
Except when Miss Nona comes in.
Yeah.
Then it's all awkward.
Yeah.
Miss Slave bitch.
Paul, mute just for a second.
Okay. Be right back.
Okay. Meanwhile, I need to get myself some liquids.
Okay, we're back. Did you get a
Welcome back.
liquid?
Yes.
Okay.
It is
Alright, I'm gonna
such
get
a wonderful
myself
convenience to have a mini fridge next to you.
I still need to bring that mini fridge down here. I'm gonna go grab me a liquid.
Yep.
You guys get ready.
Alright.
So we can collectively butcher this and have fun while doing it.
I'm probably gonna mispronounce so many words.
I'm gonna mispronounce life.
Testing 1 2. Yes. Hello.
Hello, yes, we can hear you. Testing, 1 2.
Indeed. Getting into character.
Oh shit. Kane has a higher pitch voice. Oh god. Oh boy. Okay. Let's see. Around here. No, I'm not even gonna fucking try.
You're not even gonna try? That's okay.
No. I'm just gonna have to avoid the lower ranges. I have to speak above the pencil. Up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I have to sit up straight and speak with my diaphragm. And try to be a bit more articulate. As the Deus Mecha guides me, so I shall walk.
Quick question, Annie.
Yes.
You said that the transmissions can happen at any time, though mostly through dreams. Whenever they happen while he's awake, is there like a consistent thing that happens, like a tug, a push, a mental feeling?
Yes. It kind of does feel like that there is like a second vision of sight in front of his eyes. Yeah, imagine, if you will, how when you see something, your body kind of slows down. You're trying to mentally process a new thought process that is like right in the forefront of your mind. The best way that I can describe it is your brain kind of feels just a touch bit chilly.
Okay. It's like God is reaching down his hand, grabbing the top of your head and forcing your head in a certain direction.
Not so much. It's more like his hand is caressing the top part of your cranium, which is kind of giving you a little bit of brain freeze.
Please stop. Bad touch. No. My notice clear. Okay. Right, boys. Ready?
Okay. Yes.
Ready. Okay. And you have control over him. He can start walking.
I do indeed. Okay. Yes. As the Deus Mecha guides me, so I shall walk.
Mage Run, a city once known for its heavy slave trafficking, has now grown into a more welcoming city. Are you okay?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're throwing.
Yeah. Make sure you're not still locked to full character view.
I got it. As Julianos walks, he notices people of all races standing more or less on equal terms. Not a sight he expected whenever he first stepped through the gates of Mage Run. He had heard many tales of very, very abusive slavery relationships in this town. Very open.
This town was once awash with the filth of that which plagues mankind.
As he passes, he knows that none of these men are the ones that he is looking for. He notices a small group outside of what appears to be a bank of some sort. He can hear idle chatter. It seems like they're making plans of some sort. A fair, maybe, a carnival coming to town. Some sort of celebration.
Ah, quite lovely. Some revelry.
As he walks, he can feel the guard's eyes on him, and the guard simply nods in his direction.
Julianus nods back in respect.
As Julianus comes to the split in the road, he can feel himself being pulled toward his left. A very gentle tug, though one he is very familiar with.
So when you say
His
his left, it would be this way. Yep. Okay.
I need to make my name Deus Mecha, so every time I hit the space bar, it's just him. Far ahead of him, he can see two people conversing with one another. They exchange a sack, presumably gold, and the woman makes her way off toward Julianus. She nods and steps around him.
Julianus gives a small salute.
He can feel her eyes on him as he passes, not seeing anything quite like this man before. Julianus is a rather big fellow, standing well over most of the men that he's already passed by.
He is tall as he is wide.
He's a brick house, you would say?
Yep.
The man nods as Julianus walks by.
Julianus nods back. Good day, sir.
As Julianus continues to walk, he feels the tug become stronger, leading him down the path. He passes by what appears to be a clinic of some sort. And as he comes out into the split here, off to his right, he can see some renovations going on about here. It seems something must have exploded at some point, and they're still trying to repair it.
Yep.
Gentle tug off to his left. As he makes his way down the path, he can see in the distance a rather large building, though one he is familiar with when it comes to the architecture. A Neronian church, it seems. Julianus feels that he has found what he was looking for. The man he seeks is inside. As he approaches, there is a soft tolling of the bells from the bell tower. Julianus is not sure if that means that the church is in session or is just getting out. He will find out whenever he passes through the doors.
Julianus takes a brief look off to his left at that building.
It seems to be a small, quaint house, recently built.
Okay.
A cottage of some sort.
Interesting.
Boomer, sit. You're being a butthead.
Julianus walks inside.
Let's see how fast this loads.
And I'm in.
Big, you good?
Yep.
Cool. Juliano steps through the large doors and is passed by a pair walking. It seems church just let out. They don't seem to notice him as they pass by.
And I need control of my guy.
No, I'm working on that. Again, it's been what?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Say it's been a hot minute.
Hot minute.
Okay. Julianos slowly walks into the building, appreciating the architecture and the people who are preceding him.
As he approaches, the two guards on each side stand at attention.
He smiles and nods to them as he walks by. Blessings be upon you.
He passes a group who seem to be chattering quite happily, speaking briefly about the sermon that just took place. It seems Julianos just missed quite an ordeal.
Blast. Seems I've missed out on some of the fun.
Far ahead of him, he can see a small gathering of people, most of their backs to him. Most of the noise coming from the church seems to be coming from this group. The feeling of guidance pulses through Julianos and then fades away as he approaches the group.
There, a man in divine garb, speaking with a few of the churchgoers, shaking hands left-handedly, oddly enough, and discussing the day's teachings.
Julianos,
yeah.
Julianos smiles and waits politely as he notices that this is the person of whom he's to communicate with.
The group mumbles and chatters for a while before looking back to Julianos. The young boy with feline ears and dark hair seems to realize that Julianos is an important man and quickly steps away, bowing to Kane and making his way out.
Julianos nods his head in appreciation.
As the woman in the white robe leaves, Kane reminds her to be sure to check up on the clinic.
Of course.
Thank you.
Is that all?
That's all. The doctor there is quite skilled.
All right. Staring at Juliana, she bumps into the other one.
Kane nods to Julianos. Pleasure to meet you, sir. You're new to the town. I can't say I've seen your face.
It is a pleasure to meet you too, Sir Kane.
A small being behind Kane pokes its head out from behind his leg, scrunches its nose, and dives back behind Kane, hiding.
It's okay, girl.
The pleasures of youth. So.
Kane is soft-spoken, oh no.
What?
I said Kane soft-spoken, oh no. The mic.
Yeah, I know. I apologize.
It is quite alright. I will be frank with you. I am Julianos Domaides.
A pleasure to meet you, sir. Archbishop Kane. Or Father Kane, I suppose.
I suppose I should inquire as to my title. Inquire is the wrong word. My title is Adeptus Mechanicus Julianus. It is a position of which most would assume to be of a cleric of the Mechanicum.
The Mechanicum. You can see Kane's eyes flash through memories. He's had dealings with Mechanicum before, though we're not sure what. Eventually, I don't remember humans being in the ranks.
It is quite new, actually. Well, new in flesh form. Only a couple of years.
I'm sorry, you cut out there.
It is quite new, actually. Well, new in terms of the flesh. It is quite old in terms of mechanics. No, it has only been only a couple of years.
Hmm.
Although already
Yeah.
we have a pretty solid following.
Oh. I suppose the Deus Machina Vault was rather skillful in his what's the word? Conversions.
Conversions would probably be the wrong word in this instance. It is more of a teaching than anything else. Conversions would say that you would have to leave a faith to join another. The harmonic resonance faith does not require a total abandonment of other faiths.
It's quite unique in this day and age.
Yes, I find it quite is. Which is why I wholeheartedly accept it.
Hmm. Did you have a faith before you met the Mechanicum?
Sadly not. No, I was something of a wanderer, if you will. Both in spirit and in body.
Kane watches whatever Muriel is doing.
She has a small notebook in her hand, and as she's circling Giuliano, she's scribbling furiously.
Julianos is still standing stolidly.
She glances up at Kane, looks at Giuliano's back at Kane, looks down, starts scribbling again.
Don't mind her. This is quite normal, but it is always good to see a man lost find a faith.
It is also good to speak to a man who is also a faith.
Muriel at both of them.
Julianos chuckles a little bit.
Would you like another homework assignment, Muriel?
She blows her nose at him and hides behind him again.
Children. Okay.
She jabs him in the back of the knee. And then she runs out behind Giuliano.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry, she's quite spirited.
Yes. More the harmony of works like gears to mesh. As oil eases by the steam, that works. Youth is certainly rather vibrant.
She just stares at him.
Don't mind me, I'm talking nonsense here.
As he was speaking, she was writing down everything he was saying. She holds up the notebook in her hand to Giuliano's, standing up on her tiptoes so he can read it, making sure she wrote down his quote correctly.
He looks at the stuff that has been written down and kind of rubs his chin. He stands back up and then starts saying, I was, I am, I will. She has, she does, she goes. There is, there isn't, there was.
She's not breaking eye contact, scribbling.
Now that is a skill.
She slams her notebook with one hand closed and nods her head affirmatively. Very proud.
Julianos turns back to Kane. The Deus Mecha has seen fit to have shown me a divine transmission, if you will, saying that you're of some import
I would not say that, but I'm always curious about the words of the divine. And divination was never it's not really a Neronian skill, I suppose you could say.
Yes, I guess that is of the case. It is a rather sad thing that I've known that most of the churchgoers in Nero have seem to have been blinded by inactivity.
Why so?
Though I digress.
A furious clanking of metal makes its way down the great hall of the church, catching the men's attention. The guard seems to be in somewhat of a hurry, though trying his best not to trip on the very, very nice carpet. Father.
Sir?
There's...
stands at attention and steps past the, to speak to the knight.
There's an emergency. You are needed at the clinic.
All right. Muriel, would you mind taking this gentleman to our home?
She purses her lips, looks at Julianos, and just shakes her head no.
Can I be of any assistance?
She steps behind Julianos and shoves him towards Kane.
At least, at least go clean your room.
She stomps past. She shoves the guard and she puts her hand on the plate of his armor and pushes herself backwards. He doesn't budge. She takes her hand on his leg and keeps walking. He just looks pain and shrugs.
One must approach with more oil for that one.
Juliana can see her scribbling.
She has very good hearing.
All right.
How panicked did the knight look?
You could tell he was sweating under his armor.
Okay, maybe a little bit faster.
With haste, yes, of course.
The pair make their way to the clinic and are ushered in by the woman in white that Kane was talking to.
Yes.
It seems that the main practitioner is not here at the moment. A sub has stepped in and is taking over. As they walk in, she pushes them past the main area of the clinic and into the what's it called?
Patient room, patient hold.
Nope. Were there critical condition?
The ICU.
That was it. I kept wanting to say ICP, and that was not right. Into the pretty much what's considered the ICU. As they walk, she explains that a newcomer to town had been found collapsed right outside of town, overheated. However, it's not just a normal person, and they felt that Kane's presence was needed. The woman in white pushes them into the ICU where the substitute practitioner has taken over.
Does Kane recognize the doctor?
No, he does not. Ah, there you are. Finally, about time.
10 or 15.
Yes.
For such a busy man, you're very, very slow.
All right, what seems to be the problem, ma'am?
Any area are you in?
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I'm at
Control.
13 or 15. And I'm in.
Okay. It was weird that the church took less time, but...
We preloaded the church last night, so...
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of these are new assets, so... They step into the ICU, where all 3 beds are currently occupied. One being a drunkard, one being a guard who got hurt in a bar fight, and the other one is concealed behind the veils. She motions for the men to follow her. Thankfully, she wasn't out long, but figured you would need to be here. As they step around the veil, they see lying on the bed a woman? Question mark. She seems to be rather tall, nearly as tall as Julianos, and everything she's wearing and every pigment of her skin is all one color, a shade of white.
That is quite fascinating.
As if she were made of paper. She's
Kane's familiar with the beast races of seeing albinos.
nope. This is getting a different feeling from this.
So it's something completely. It's not albinism.
No.
Okay.
In Julianus's travels, has he ever seen anything quite like this?
Close, but no.
Okay.
She seems to have some kind of attachment to her head. And I needed to edit that picture from the bottom part. A veil is supposed to be covering her face, but I didn't have time for that. I'll have it ready next time.
Okay.
But you can't see any part of her face. She has a veil on. The doctor steps forward. Yeah, I tried to take that thing off of her, but couldn't get it off. And when she came to, she nearly knocked me
out. Kane looks over for injuries. The doctor first.
Neither one's hurt.
Okay.
Was there any other information given when she was lucid for however long?
No, she didn't say anything. She really just screamed about how hot it was. So, as they look over the woman, they can tell that she's been covered in cool ice rags and things like that. So, water skins.
Julianus looks over to Kane. Would you allow for a healing spell to be cast?
First, I would like to see something. If you don't mind stepping back. Julianus is talking wall of itself.
Did that wall just talk?
Kane slips by and examines the body, and
examines.
Yeah, just looks over, making sure it's not bleeding, no obvious.
She seems to be perfectly fine. If anything, if she's supposed to be a human, she thinks she's malnourished. But other than that, as Kane's examining her, she turns her head in his direction and sits up slightly. The doctor raises a hand and backs away, not wanting to get mauled again.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Kane reaches out a hand for a handshake.
She reaches up, grips his hand. She is ice cold. It startles him. She's not shaking.
She's not shaking. She's ice cold. Any negative effects from his general divinity that he can tell?
Mm.
Okay.
Holding on to his hand, she pulls herself to the edge of the bed, slips her feet off, and stands up. We need to go. She turns her head to Julianos, looks up at him. You too.
I'm afraid I do not quite understand.
I would have to say myself as well, miss. It seems like you need to stay here. We have mages that can keep you cool, but I can't guarantee your safety unless we leave at night. if the heat is a problem for you.
The heat is a problem, yes, because someone stole my staff. She turns, her body doesn't move. She owls back at the doctor. And the doctor just kind of stiffens.
Julianos is taken aback by this very strange happening.
There is a visible twitch throughout Kane. Doctor, did you take any personal items off of this woman?
Of course I did. She was dying.
Where did you keep them?
They're in the next room.
So,
Okay.
retrieve them.
Okay. She runs into the screen. Julianos is standing close enough to her he can feel the cold radiating off of her.
Does Julianos get any form of odd feeling, like from divination or otherwise? Does he get like a gut feeling about anything?
He does. Whenever she looks back up at him from looking at the doctor, he can't see her eyes, but he knows they're making eye contact. And whenever this realization hits him, that symbol pulses in the back of his mind again.
You say we need to go. Where to?
Back home.
And
you know,
where is home?
Far away. Across the water.
You're talking about Nero, aren't you?
She doesn't move, but you can tell she's confused by that statement. She doesn't say anything. Her head slightly goes to one side.
I don't think the kingdoms of man mean much to her.
They do not.
Kane's still trying to figure out what she is. She has hair, correct?
He thinks that is hair, yes.
Yeah.
It looks like hair.
So probably mammalian.
The way that her headdress is built, he can't tell if it's part of the headdress or the hair. So the doctor soon comes back. In her hands is a long, about 7-foot staff. It's made of what appears to be bleached driftwood. You guys know what that looks like, yeah?
Yep.
It's more of a shepherd's cane. It's got a hook on the end, and hanging from that hook is a silver lantern. The lantern is not lit. The woman continues to stare at Julianos. The wall of the man.
I think she wants you to step back. So Julianos. They want to increase his token size.
Let's make it a bit bigger. Wait.
Like if I...
No.
No, go back.
Yes!
I cast a large person.
I'm pretty sure there is a way that you can make me slightly bigger. It's just you have to, I think it's...
I got it.
Okay. Like I think it's not going to be like a select like size. You got to go to like the top option.
Here it is. Okay.
And then you just like scale it down.
How's that?
Yeah.
Good?
Yep.
It looks like a space marine now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Makes sense.
And then let me... And I'm going to do this too, because this will make more sense. Yep. There you go.
Beautiful. Free move.
That'll be easier. Yeah. I like free move.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. The woman reaches out for the cane, and as her hand touches the wood, strips of bright white blue light run up the side of the cane, spread out into strange runes, and a white fire ignites in the lantern. And for a second, when the light ignites, Juliana, you see the symbol in the fire.
Is that a divination, or he legitimately sees the symbol in the
He
fire?
sees it, yeah. And Kane, you would have seen it if you've seen it before, but you hadn't seen it before.
No.
So.
Yep. Okay. Ah. So you are the second part to the story.
I was the first part. She just stares up at it.
First, second, these timings do not really mean much to the Deus Mecha.
While those two are talking, Kane pulls this doctor away, and you can hear actual him. He's trying to figure out who she is and interrogating her.
The doctor.
Because he would well know the clinic. So.
She would inform him that she is a friend of the standard practitioner that's there. They had to run out on an emergency call, and she's there until they get back. That's GM bullshitting because I don't know who the practitioner is supposed to be. So
just one of Giannis's apprentices.
I don't have an icon, and I didn't have a story for it, so that's what we're going with now.
Well, yeah. I mean, what I was gonna say is you could possibly say, yeah, that's that one there is 42. It's just yeah, they've been here for a while. Kane knows them. That's it.
Anyway, no, but there's furious argument over there about her practices and yeah.
Okay. So, to what are we to achieve?
I will explain on the way. It's going to take too long to stay here and talk.
Very well.
Where are you heading?
She cranes her head over to Kane. Back home.
I do not believe that we will be getting much more information from that line of questioning.
If you're looking at a globe, you are going to the top. She points up. All the way to the top.
Unfortunately, this presents a logical fallacy. I will have to take your word that you know where you are going.
I'm going back home. She looks back up to Giuliano's.
We have established this. Lead on. Julianos looks over at Kane and kind of shrugs with a, I don't know, face.
Since Julianos met Kane for the first time, he had the look of a man who hadn't slept in several years and finally went to bed the night before. Not rested, but like he just got the briefest break in life.
And now this.
You can tell he's not entirely convinced.
The Deus Mecha definitely does test in ways I cannot predict.
Kane goes to follow the nameless woman out.
So to what do we refer to you?
I guess in your tongue it would refer to something close to Shingra.
Shingra. A little bit of a light pops up behind Kane's eye. Does she have any sort of the otherworldly feeling that he experienced while fighting in the Blue Flood.
Yep. Once he realizes that connection, yeah. Though this is not the blue one.
Kane still rests his hand on his sword.
Now again, because I was woefully unprepared, I don't have the ship scene, but I planned on having a ship map where you guys could interrogate her properly. Because as long as she's in motion, she'll answer questions.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull up a map of the ocean.
Yep.
We're going to use that as a backdrop. And if you guys want to interrogate her.
Can I suggest something real
Yes.
quick? You could just, I know you've already got the bottom deck of World 2, the boat. You could just use that and take all the icons out.
Yeah.
And put us in there.
If you guys are cool with that.
I'm cool with that.
Again, apologies on being woefully unprepared.
Well, nonetheless, be sure to copy and paste all our icons.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got you, bro.
Okay. But,
I can do some stuff. I got some stuff.
But nonetheless, it'll take Kane a good 24 hours of talking with people around the town before he can properly leave.
Yeah.
No matter how she talks, he's probably not going to be able to talk him out of leaving sooner than that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Julianus is going to try to commune with the Deus Mecha. God of machines, I question as to your sanity behind this.
There's a light slap on the back of his head.
I'm not
Julianus
complaining.
will...
Just saying you have a certain way of doing things. This seems rather illogical.
God works in mysterious ways. That's how we get around it, Julianus.
We're gonna take and just throw you right out. Get out of here. Dead. Everyone's dead.
In our teachings, we typically say there is a tool for every job, and a job for every tool.
Hey, there's me.
Oh, you're on the stairs. Get out of here. Yoink. Okay.
Alright, I'm still loading in at 34 of 92.
This one might take a minute.
Yeah.
But Julianus will know that he is on the right path.
I know.
Yeah.
It is one thing to be a cleric of the Deus Mecha, although we still do have our carnal biases.
Just takes the plate. Mine now. I feel like I'm gonna be, you know how when you find a new band because you hear a really good song, but all the rest of the songs are garbage.
Yeah.
That it's just that first one you listen to. I feel like my campaigns are gonna be like that. Like the first one was gonna be my best one.
No, this
Probably.
one's gonna go places, and I like that. I'm sure it will.
After, like, again, I didn't expect to start this one right now.
It's all right.
That's
We're
okay.
rolling with it. We are rolling with it.
Like, so far I'm enjoying it. I'm just kind of wishing that I'm not scrabbling for words when I need them.
Oh, same. Yeah.
Oh, like I hate the fact that I have a Bible verse for like everything we've said, but I realized it like 5 seconds after the conversation moved on.
Same. Like I got like a lot of quotes here that I kind of want to say, but I don't really have appropriate places to say them. Yeah, I'm still loading in. It's gonna take a bit.
All
You're
right.
good. Yeah, that one's gonna take a minute.
Like I loaded in almost instantly.
Probably because you preloaded.
No, it wasn't preloaded for me. But we are. I know we're doing everything through Hamachi, but
Oh yeah.
we're still on the same network technically.
Yeah.
So that could be a lot to do with it.
Julianos turns to Kane, only just realizing that Kane knew something about the Deus Mecha before he even mentioned it.
You did mention it actually.
Yes, but I did not mention anything about the Deus Mecha Vault.
I said that I had met their kind.
That is true. Though
It's
I do wonder, who exactly did
specifically
you...
a young Crusader bot, I believe he was called.
Oh
We played
yes.
we played a board game. It was rather fun.
That would be CB 501302, I believe.
I can't say I knew his full title.
Uh,
Had a rather discus head, and
Very slow moving body, I believe.
yes.
Yes, that is the one.
That was a fun board game, though.
Were there any others of that kind?
If I remember correctly, it was well, at the time they were called a cult, but
Oh. Oh. Yes.
the alchemist village to the north. That's where I encountered them, at least.
Oh. Oh! You're talking about the dawning of the consciousness.
Yes, I was there, along with a few others.
Did you happen to see an automaton that was wearing a top hat?
Sir Cromelot,
Yes, that's the one.
good fellow, makes a wonderful cup of tea.
You've had his tea.
Actually, I believe I still have a few bags. It's a Kane's essential travel kit.
Tea.
Yeah,
Cromalot tea.
You quite
oil.
literally see Julianos' face shift into fanboy mode.
No.
My goodness, thou art truly blessed.
He is a wonderful fellow. Do you know him?
And sadly, no, I have never met the lad, but I would very much love to. I've
I'll
loaded
have
in, by
to-
the way.
I'll have to
Loaded
introduce you.
I would very much love that.